Hi everyone. So I'm here with little Hannah and little Emma and little Sophie, and I'm here to address a particular topic. Since I've been back from vacation, I've seen a couple of videos, one by Poohbear and one by Mypoeticspirit, addressing an issue that is certainly of concern to me and relevant to me, that I've kind of thought a lot about and have some thoughts on. If you're interested in those thoughts, keep listening. If not, turn this one off and move on. But anyway, and that is the issue of, reborn collecting versus reborn adoptive mom, and the issues of money and space and all the things that kind of go along with being, passionate about reborns. So I have these particular dolls in this video for a particular reason for each one, because I think that they sort of represent, kind of points along a spectrum for me. I think that, I don't think anybody in this hobby is a pure collector or a pure reborn mom. I think it would be impossible to look at these dolls as purely collection items, in the sense of, you buy them because they're pretty, but they're worth a lot of money, or they're rare and expensive and will probably appreciate in value. That isn't the reason why I think most people buy these dolls. I just can't even imagine that. But I don't know necessarily that there's any pure reborn moms 100% who has, one reborn and says, I don't want any more. Who doesn't ever go on eBay or doesn't look at other people's videos and go, oh, that's such a pretty sculpt. Oh, I would love to have one of those. Oh, that would be so nice. I mean, I think that people are at different points along a spectrum with regard to this issue. And I think that a lot of that has to do with where you are in your life, and certainly, how much money you have, how much space you have, and all that kind of stuff. And what you feel comfortable with. And what your interests are in terms of, reborn, silicons, tiny babies, whatever. But anyway, for me, like I said, these three dolls sort of represent, I guess, points on a spectrum for me. And all of them I purchased because I just adored them and just needed to buy them. I think that, Sophie certainly is the most collectible of the three, from a purely collector's standpoint. Sophie is probably my most collectible doll. This Sorsha kit was extremely rare from the beginning. I did not see a single one on eBay that was cheap when I was looking at these, and since I still look at them because I love this sculpt so much that even though I have one, I still look at them. I search them on eBay still because I just love looking at them. I just think they're the cutest things ever, right? So I just can't get enough of this kit, and also the Lulu kit. I just cannot get enough of looking at those dolls online. I don't know what it is about these two sculpts, but I love them. But anyway, getting back to Sorsha, certainly this doll is very rare. I mean, even there's a few blank kits out there still that I've seen on eBay going from anywhere from $250 to $300, just the blank kit. And the dolls that I've seen are extremely expensive. I don't think I've seen any for under $400, and most of them are significantly more than that. Certainly now, as they become more and more rare in a new format or whatever, they've gotten even more expensive. And you know, at the other end of the spectrum for me, you know, I have little Hannah here, right? And Hannah, who I adore, if she might be my favorite of all of my dolls. I love this baby. I just cannot get enough of this baby. And she, you know, she's an unknown Chinese kit that doesn't even have a name. I mean, it's not even like she has, you know, the Sorsha kit as her name, right? She has a number. And I think it was like a mix and match situation because, you know, the limbs on this doll are the same as the limbs on Mypoeticspirit's Barnabas Quentin, but they don't have the same face. So I don't even know how these dolls were really, I guess you could say, made. You know, I've seen a couple of the kits on eBay. The Reborn artist who reborned Hannah has sent me links a couple of times. Oh, look, here's another kit, you know. But I've never seen, certainly on YouTube, I've never seen another doll with the Hannah face on her. And I think I've only seen one with the Hannah face, one other one with the Hannah face, or I'll call her the Hannah face, on eBay for sale. So, you know, she's virtually unknown. She's not collectible at all, but I couldn't possibly care less. This doll, basically, you know, if someone wanted to get her from me, they'd have to rip her out of my cold, dead hands. I wouldn't part with this doll for anything in the world. I think that I just cannot get enough of this doll. And it doesn't matter that her little hands are small and her little feet are huge. I don't care. This doll is just so special to me that I just, you know, like I said, it'd be impossible to get her away from me. And, you know, she's not worth nearly as much as Sophie is in terms of money. So, you know, I think the first step for anybody is kind of analyze like where they are along the spectrum, you know. For me, I still am not really sure, because if I was a pure collector, you know, Sophie would be, you know, I guess, you know, the top doll or whatever in my collection. I mean, I love Sophie and I wouldn't part with Sophie, you know, but I wouldn't say necessarily that she was the most, like, I guess, important doll in my collection. I mean, I think she's adorable. I think she's sweet. I love her. I wouldn't part with her. I haven't sold any dolls, as a matter of fact. You know, here I am. I'm sitting at about 30, I guess, at this point, including my silicons. And I can't think of a single doll that I own that I could part with, that I could sell. I think maybe, I don't know if at some point it will come to that. You know, maybe at some point it will. But I've kind of done a couple of things, and I didn't do them for this reason, but I have done a couple of things that have sort of helped me kind of, I guess you could say, slow down a little bit. Certainly as I've become more knowledgeable about Reborns, some of the dolls that came in at the early part of my collection, you know, were not as well made, because I didn't really know what I was doing as much. I think we all have been in that position at one point. And, you know, so I'm much more selective these days about the dolls that I buy. And typically they kind of are more expensive than they were when I was at the beginning of my collection. So that's kind of slowed me down a little bit, I guess you could say. Getting into silicons has certainly slowed me down, because when you're looking at $1,500 to $2,500 for a doll, you can't just buy every one you see and every one you like. So that's kind of certainly slowed me down in terms of my ability to increase my collection, even with Reborns, because if I'm putting money into silicons, that's, you know, less money I have for Reborns. So I think another thing that I'm kind of going to try is, you know, maybe getting more into, you know, some of the smaller dolls. Smaller dolls like little Emma here, who's 10 inches. She's a Marita Winters Zachy sculpt. You know, they have the disadvantage of there's not a lot of clothes for them out there. And also, you really can't like hold them, you know, like you would a real baby or whatever. But I think that she, you know, she's certainly a beautiful little baby. I mean, just gorgeous. And you know, I sort of like having a few like little tiny ones. I think that they're kind of cute. So I've been looking at polymer clay babies a little bit on eBay. I haven't bought any yet. I don't know that I will in the near future because I've got, you know, silicons coming and those are expensive. But, you know, that's a possibility. I also do storage for my dolls. I can only have out around 15 at a time. I have 4 laundry baskets that I've made into beds that I bunk 2 in a bed. And then I have a travel size pack and play. I can usually put, you know, 4 or 5 in there. And I have a Moses basket that's pretty large. I usually have 3 in there. And that's pretty much it in terms of what I can have out. So I've invested in some good strong storage boxes at Walmart. Not cheap plastic bendy ones, but ones with good strong solid sides and very strong hard lids. And I've kind of rotated babies in and out of storage. They're all the same size. They kind of, I can put like anything up to a large size newborn in there. I can't really put the 3-month ones in there really, but I rotate them out. And to put a doll in storage doesn't mean that it like just goes away. I usually take each one out, you know, once every 2 weeks or so, change their outfit, brush their hair, maybe put them in a video. You know, I try to still pay some attention to them, but I can't have all of them out at the same time. It would be impossible. So, you know, and I know I can't get rid of any of them. I'd be heartbroken. So I've just kind of done that. And I just have some out. A few I have out almost all the time. Some because of size and some because, like, I don't think I've ever put Hannah in storage. But, you know, I do the storage thing, and it doesn't mean that I don't love them. And it doesn't mean that they don't participate, because like I said, I do take them out and I put them in videos. If you look at my videos, you see that all the dolls are in videos now and then. That's basically how I've kind of solved it. I hope that this has been helpful in some way. And, you know, maybe, you know, maybe storage might be the solution for you know, for some of you who are facing some of the same issues that I am. You know, they're basically, you know, wrapped up in their little blankies with their lovey, and they've got cute little outfits on, and I take them out still. I keep them, by storage, I don't mean like some storage unit, I mean just in boxes in one of my closets. And you know, I still take them out, play with them, spend time with them, but they're just not out all the time. And in some ways that's kind of nice, because when you do take them out of the box and you haven't seen them in a couple of weeks, it's kind of like, oh, so nice, you know. So anyway, that's what I do. And I hope that this has been helpful in some way. And we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.